Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Powell Day 2. But the word is out that we could be getting those rate cuts, ladies and gentlemen. That's why the NASDAQ doesn't have a sell button. Neither does the S&P. It just keeps on going. It's default. It goes up. It's the only appreciating index, and assets across the stock market just don't drop at all. Buy everything, ladies and gentlemen. But it's all before the pivot itself. Remember, we said this, that they're going to be trading the idea of the rate cut coming soon. So the idea of money being cheaper is going to be in the future. But right now, just make everything go up and then we'll deal with it when the cut actually does happen. Welcome to today's New York live stream, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it is a very important day today. And what day is it today? I believe it's Nikola Tesla's birthday, which makes sense as to why Tesla is banking its 10th straight gain. It will be sour if Tesla does actually perform bad today, but we'll talk about that in a few moments. But look, we got some important news coming out, man. Germany's at it again, bro. But I'm seeing conflicting articles. One of them says 300 million. Another one says 400 million. Another says 600 million. Like, what's going on? Why do they want to sell? Hold the Bitcoin, man. The US is holding out. Why is Germany selling it? Well, we'll find out very, very shortly. But we're going to be talking about what we can expect from Bitcoin going into the second day of Powell's meeting. Remember, we have the 10-year bond auction coming out today, and given that Powell has effectively told the markets that we're due to have the rate cuts because high interest is going to be a problem for the US economy, given that the economy is starting to cool off a little bit, they don't want to force the US into a recession. God forbid. No. It's madness how they've actually managed to avoid the recession. But what they tell us is one thing and what's happening is another. Now, we're going to be diving into some information about the ETFs. Yeah, it's all over the place right now. Some of you might actually correlate prices going up, news is positive, but we don't have positive news yet. Price is starting to work its way up a little bit. So hopefully we do see some little bit of a flavor to the upside today. Well, it all depends on how long people are going to be buying the cheap champagne for. Now, by the time we're done with this live, you should have everything you need going into the final day of Powell's conversation. It is a two-day event. And then we are preparing ourselves for the CPI data that's coming out on Thursday, which they are expecting to come in lower. If it does come in lower, ladies and gentlemen, it will be a fantastic time in the marketplace. Everything will just keep on going crazy. But if it does come in higher, you probably want to go and buy XRP. At least that won't go down. Anyways, welcome to today's live stream, ladies and gentlemen. That makes me laugh. It just doesn't do anything. Welcome to today's live stream. My name is Tino, and I'm not talking properly, but I will start talking properly in less than 3 seconds. So, if you are new, be sure to like and subscribe on the way out. Let's see if you like what we have to say first. Let's get with it. He's blinking. Let's get with the program, man. Come on, here we go. All right, then. So we get the party started off with this story here. S&P futures signal endurance to rate-fueled rally. So like we said before, they're going to be moving assets on the idea of them getting cut. Okay, so the interest rates to be cut. Are they going to make money cheaper for the US or for the world? Because remember, right now, the bonds is where it's at. Okay? And you know something? I was speaking to the guys who are in the Platinum membership. And I was saying to them this morning, we look at the US bonds, the yields that you get on a US bond, right? Then you look at the Japanese, and that itself is absolutely terrible, all right? Even if they were to intervene, they would have to really grab investors' attention, given that you're getting this amount on the US bonds, okay? We go down, you see the UK's neither there or here. It's just roughly the same figures. But then we go to Canada, all right? You've got it all less, or near enough the same as the US dollar. But it's called the Canadian dollar, it's called the Australian dollar, and it's called the New Zealand dollar. The Kiwi, like, come on, man. It's all dollars, okay? Then China, not looking good. There's the bonds over there for China, the yields. And this is what BRICS is all about. Russia, look at their returns on a bond. 18%. Brazil, 11%. South Africa, 7.58%. Now, these are emerging economies per se. They're not really garnering the interest. That's why their rates of return are so high. So if anything were to happen and the dollar was to go down, then you'd naturally assume that these would be the next homes for investors to try and exploit, because that's what they do. But the problem is everyone's going to end up going back into the dollar if they do not get the information that they want from the Fed. Now, we do have the information from Fed suggesting that the easing cycle is going to start kicking off in September. How much of an easing cycle are we going to have? Is it going to be a walk in the park kind of thing? Or are they really going to cut 1 point, 2 points, however many they want to do? But the idea of them cutting is enough for the market to say, you know what, happy days, let's just start putting money to work. Because remember, $6 trillion is in the money markets, and they're waiting to see when's the change in fiscal policy. You got $6 trillion in the money markets, like the ETFs and what have you. They want to put their money to work. They don't want to be sat in ETFs just waiting for price to just, they're sideways. A lot of ETFs don't really move too much. It's like a safe haven. It's a money market, okay? So once they get the idea of the cuts in the rates, happy days. That's when we get the Fed pivot, which is where we would expect a correction. Hold on a second, Tina. What do you mean? Well, everything that's going up now is in preparation for the cut. And then when the cut actually happens, it's time to start moving money about. But that's only on the basis that the CPI data comes in tomorrow lower. They're expecting 3.1%. Anything above 3.1, we have a problem. Then Powell will go back to the old, the data. We need a bit more data. Now, to put it into perspective, let's check out what's going on in cryptocurrency. And this is what retail's looking at. This is what people are waking up to, okay? And then this is how we're going to come to a conclusion on what we can expect from BTC. 3 p.m. today, we have Powell speaking again, all right? And then we have the bond auction. Anyone trading the NASDAQ and the S&P, be mindful. This thing right here will move the NASDAQ and the S&P. It's going to be favorable if the bid to cover ratio, which is the 2.7 on the right, if that comes in higher. If it comes in higher, happy days, all right? We want to see a high reading. We want to see investors buying up bonds, okay? Check this out. Bitcoin bulls fight back a 645 million rush into Bitcoin ETFs. So we're starting to see activity in the ETFs in over 3 days. That's what's happened in the last 3 days. They've gone back into the ETFs. So that's one good news to justify why BTC could be making a little bit of a recovery from this range, okay? Now, listen to this. Let's be honest, Cyprus. Why are you even bothering? Why is my home country saying that they're calling for a collective crackdown against crypto terror financing? The article goes on to say that the alert serves as a reminder of the critical role financial professionals play as gatekeepers in the fight against financial crime, okay? It says here that Cyprus Regulatory Authority has called on accounting and audit professionals to help detect and prevent terror financing activities, emphasizing a special focus on 5 methods of fund transfer, including cryptocurrencies. So this is what they're talking about. Their area of focus. Profile and network of persons. All right. Welcome to KYC. Inquiries on reasons for use of crypto. So now you've got to tell them, what are you actually planning on doing with the cryptocurrency? I might not want to tell you what I'm doing with the cryptocurrency. I might be embarrassed with it. I might be, it's not every day you want to tell people you buy XRP. That could be embarrassing to some people. They might not want to tell anyone. Crypto wallet screening on sanctions list. I mean, look, this is not just KYC, it's surveillance, ladies and gentlemen. All right? Because once Cyprus starts going into that and they start verifying, this is something that has to be done, where are all your exchanges listed, ladies and gentlemen? Cyprus. So those exchanges, if they want to remain in those places, they're going to have to, they're going to have to make sure that they're doing the necessary due diligence to make sure they're complying with what these guys, as the Cypriot regulators, are looking for. Okay, so that's something really interesting to see them actually wanting to do that. Okay, so I was like, okay then. All right, Cyprus, I'll see what you're trying to do there. But it's just centralization all over again. Like, welcome, guys. How great was decentralization back in the day? All right, Bitcoin couldn't really go too far, but now you got centralization coming into crypto. That's what you got to do. That's what's going to happen. All right? Check this out. Bitcoin transaction fees plummet to a 4-year low. Miners are selling. Can we verify? Let's go over to the miners position index. Check this out. Readings that are positive and high would suggest, higher readings, which is right here, would suggest that the miners are selling. So we're seeing a frequency of selling happening from the miners, from the lows down here to the highs up here, okay? If it's above the green line, we would assume that they're in that frame of mind to be selling, all right? And you can see most of the selling happened as Bitcoin was rising to the upside, but they're also trying to start selling here as well. And given that the transaction fees themselves are starting to go down, it does say Bitcoin transaction costs dropped to $38.69 on July the 7th, and that's the lowest since 2020. Despite lower fees, Bitcoin traded over 58,200, creating a unique market scenario. And the CEO, Crypto Quant CEO, advises caution, predicting a slow crypto market recovery in the next 2 to 3 months. Well, we can understand that could be the case because Germany is moved, it says here, Germans have moved 520 million in Bitcoin to exchanges. So there's more of a sell-off ahead. Wait there's more. $647 million worth of Bitcoin has been moved to exchanges. Like, come on, man. What's the story with all of this? But guess what? Bitcoin by the end of the year is going to reach 100K. Now, listen, quite frankly, right, these are small figures, let's be honest. 647 million and they're 520 million. It's not that much of a mad selling amount, okay? They're going to either do it in increments. I doubt they're going to do it in one lump sum, but it's going to be something progressive. I would think that they would want to sell as prices are going up. But remember, this is, from what I understand, it's either confiscated Bitcoin and it hasn't cost them anything. So whatever price it is, they don't care anyways. It's what it's worth. It's 520 million. They're going to be there like, so when did we get this Bitcoin, dude? What did we buy it at? You know what I mean? It's not going to be meaningful to them. So it's for them, it's just nearly $647 million worth of Bitcoin. So they're going to want to take advantage of that. But then 100K Bitcoin by the year end, boosted by FTX payouts. Okay. So it looks like things are still optimistic about Bitcoin's year end target. I mean, I've said 85K to be realistic. Okay. And that's by September time, okay? But by year end, maybe 100K Bitcoin. It would have a lot of work to get to. I mean, from now to where 80K is, it needs to go up around about 30%-ish. So it's got quite a lot of work to get to if it's going to be moving that much in the next few months, okay? Now, some other news. This is important. Solana ETF filing. VanEck and 21Shares submit applications to the SEC. Okay, so things are starting to build up, which explains why Solana and Ethereum ain't really doing too much. All right, so they're preparing, which would then justify why we've got $54 million going back into the Bitcoin ETF story. All right, and then you top that off with Ethereum ETFs ready to go live, approval almost in sight. So it looks like we're going to get some volatility, ladies and gentlemen. But remember, we've got CPI data. Think about it. How likely are they going to approve the ETF? How likely are they going to put out there and say, yep, ETF is approved? Especially when you've got the CPI data coming out tomorrow. If, in my opinion, if the CPI data comes in lower, I'd be very surprised. If the CPI data comes in lower tomorrow, all right? I'll be surprised if they do not declare the ETF will be released on Ethereum because they're saying July the 18th or the approval is any moment now. But July the 18th is the cutoff in principle. But if we get the approval of it, it should be going live on the 18th of July. Once the CPI comes out and the data is good for everyone, and it does see a reduction in inflation, I will be very surprised if they don't put it out 12 hours after. Because everyone's going to be buying. Be like, yeah, man, the CPI is down. That means interest rate cuts. And then they'll look to pump it. Get the word out. Yep, we're going to approve it. Happy days. It will go live on the 18th. Everyone will go crazy for it because it's exactly what they did with the Bitcoin ETF. The approval. Yeah, it's happening. Yeah? Wicked. Awesome. Buy. Bitcoin starts climbing up. Come the 10th, 12th of January when the actual ETF came out, and then it came back down a little bit, and then it shot up. Remember, guys, that time was a very tricky time for Bitcoin. It was moving very, very wildly. Sharp drops down, instant reversals back up. So if you are going to play the game of the ETF, ladies and gentlemen, just remember, let the ETF come out. Give it a week or two, and then get involved in it. You might say, oh, I missed the move in a week. Well, hold on a second. How have you missed the move in a week? If you waited a week for Bitcoin on the ETF, you would have then seen consolidation, and then it would have gone on towards the all-time high again. So just take that into consideration when you are actually looking to get involved in Solana and Ethereum's in their ETF stages. All right? Cool. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, looking at the time, it's quarter past 2. I'm I'm going to break down Bitcoin price action. Let me just check. Is anyone saying anything in the chat? XRP is only there to buy, not to sell. This is true, man. It is. It is only there to buy. Nothing else. 40K can't happen. Miners will die. I don't think they will. ETH ETF means altcoin season. I think we're already in an altcoin season. Look at your meme coins. They're just going crazy for it. I mean, a lot of them a lot of the conventional coins, the altcoins, have taken a smack to the downside. But I think the culture of cryptocurrency is starting to change. I think people are like, when's the next best coin? And when we're talking about the next best coin, not in the likes of buying Pepe or anything like that. We're just talking about someone that's got a short-term window to make a bit of money. They're going to be looking at what whales are buying certain meme coins. They're going to jump onto those meme coins. If they hit, they hit. If they don't, they'll move to another way. No. I have got the biggest. That's not even a wasp. That's a hornet. That's a queen. Whatever that is huge. Like, I can't concentrate with that. No chance. Stay there. Gee, man, that is huge. Oh, my God, I've got to take a picture of that. That is absolutely wild. No, don't move. Don't. No. Stay there. Stay. Oh, man, this is going to be awkward, man. Sorry. Look at that. See that thing? Look at that. Can you see it? I don't even know if you can see it. That is absolutely crazy. Look at that. I don't know where it is. Oh, I don't like that. I really don't like that. Anyways, wait, go away. I'm really sorry about this, guys, but how can you maintain a level of professionalism when this thing's in your face? Look, it's just hovering. All right, let's just get with the program. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Right, Bitcoin, $58,098. That's very interesting for me. Going over to the bids and the offers, you can see that we have got... For God's sake, man. Just give me something. Acupuncture shoes, sorry. This is not fair, man. I want to do my job. All right, then, look, listen. It's quiet. It's not buzzing. That's the scary thing about it. It's not buzzing. You stay there. No, if I throw this, it's going to then... No, just stay there. Just stay there. Right, let me just get this done quick time because this is not fair. This is not... Oh, for God's sake. Right. Look here, guys. Look. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Look. You see here, these are the bids, okay? They're not actually loading up too much, which is a good sign. And then we can see up here that we've got a collection of offers coming into play, okay? I'm gonna cook that. No disrespect to the bees. Look at it. Just go away. I can't concentrate with that. I don't care if anyone says it won't actually hurt you or anything. Will you try and do a live stream with that? Did you see it? See how big that is, man? For God's sake, man, please. Anyways, look at the relationship of the bids and the offers right here, okay? Notice, again, we've got... Whoa, actually, ladies and gentlemen, they're starting to pull the bids. They're starting to pull them. If you remember, go and watch the last few live streams. I can't do this. Well, go watch the last few live streams. And when we're looking at this image here, it looked more concentrated. It's actually not anymore. So that could suggest that they might actually want to try and change everything over towards offering out. Please, piss off. Just looking at the profile for my holder. Sorry about this, man. 57,000. You've got 11 million Bitcoin orders at 57,000, $11 million, okay? 11 million at 55,800. Going down, I'm not really seeing that much of a big pull. Here we go, 16.75 at 55. Going down again, we've got 13 at 52,422. And then we've got... For God's sake, man. This is stressing me out, man. Please, go away. It's so quiet. Piss off, man. Oh, that pissed it off. That really wound it. Oh, wee. Oh, no, now it's starting to... Get out. Thank you. Fuck. Sorry, man. It's done. It's done. It's gone. I knew that would work, man. I should have done that from the start. Now we can get back into it. Sorry. What the hell was that, man? It was so bad. That was huge, man. For anybody that's trying to work out what the hell's just been going on, that's exactly what's been going on. That thing there, look at it, man. Sam's not here. The butler's not here. That's my point. He's not here to sort that out. Anyways. That was frightening, man. Going all quiet on me, just hovering around like XRP, doing nothing. And then I throw the slipper at it. It starts to buzz. Crafty. I'm not having my window open again. Where did that come from, man? Anyway, so yeah, back to it, guys. I'm so sorry. So then looking at Bitcoin right now, guys, with the idea of the bids and the offers over here, I mean, you can see that they're starting to pull some of the bids, even though it does look like there's still more there. They're starting to pull. I've got this concentrated area right here. Now, if we're going to be reacting to the idea of what's going on with Germany selling all their Bitcoin and what have you, the news announcements is really going to be fueling Bitcoin to go down. That means if tomorrow's data does not give us the reading that they are all expecting, because Powell's saying that they're going to cut the interest rates and inflation, this is what's BS about this. He's come out and said that we're relating to data. We need the data. We need the data. At the same token, he's suggesting that if we keep interest rates too high, it can impact the US economy. So we don't want to do that. So he's signaling the sign that interest rates are going to be cut. But then we're going into Thursday, which is tomorrow. And if the CPI data does not come in and show that it's actually going down, we then go back to the square one story of needing more data. Because next week, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get proof if the economy is slowing down. We really are. You've got retail sales, and those were actually low anyway, but the Empire Manufacturing State Index, that's going to be coming out as well. So we've got things, and the Philly Fed manufacturing one right there. So there's things that could actually impact or give the Fed a reason to believe that the economy is being impacted by high interest rates. So looking at Bitcoin's price action, looking at it, it's consolidating around the psychological ranges. And look, you're seeing the same thing with Ethereum. It's just holding out right now. Solana, same story. You probably won't get that much activity from Bitcoin or Ethereum and Solana. You'll probably see more activity on XR anyways. But Bitcoin will actually, I think the moves are going to happen on Thursday. That's what I think is going to happen. Tomorrow's data will solidify it, because whatever Powell says today, in my opinion, is probably going to be pointless anyways. But there is a possibility that if he doesn't say anything that's too appealing to investors, then what they're getting ready for today is for CPI, okay? Now, if CPI is going to come in good, you want to see Bitcoin drop. You really do. So if we go over to the bids and the offers right now, okay, you want to see it come down. Hopefully it doesn't come down too much, because it's staying in line with the psychological ranges. So that's a good sign for me, okay? And then looking at things from the perspective of the block trades, we've been near enough invalidated this green vector candle block. But we're at the daily open right there, and you've got the 50 EMA, and we're in line with the psychological ranges. So it's a very interesting zone right now for confluences to come into play. Now, just going to give you this and then I'll let you guys be, because I'm sorry about that little song and dance. Plot twist, no bug, Tino's a hallucinate. Do not tell me I'm hallucinating, bro. I took a picture of it so you guys don't think I'm pulling this off. Look, I just took the picture of it, and the picture was taken. Oh, right there. Today at 14:18 at the top. You should see it. Stupid camera. Just zoom in, man. But anyways, never had that. Anyways, plot twist. Anyway, look at where we are, ladies and gentlemen. We are currently sat inside of the cheap champagne zone. Champagne's cheap right now. How long is it going to be cheap for? Look at Bitcoin right now. For the day, it's still at its value area low. Look, the profile of the candle is at its lows, okay? So it's now, look at these guys bidding. Look at these guys adding to the book. They're buying it up right now, okay? The offers are pulling, okay? They're pulling. Now, when the offers pull, it means the bids are effectively coming into play. So price goes down. When the offers start to add, you see that green there? It says 244. Someone wants to sell at that point. When we start seeing the green template coming into play, where the bar chart is green, that tells me that the offers, they want to sell now because they've been buying it all up down here. When we start seeing them get rid of these bids and they start slowing down a bit, and we start seeing the offers coming into play and the histogram shows green, that tells me that the offers are getting engaged. Bitcoin's price should be coming up. But for the time being, it looks like it's coming down. We're going into a very important zone right now on the 25-day profile, which is showing us quite a bit of activity right here, okay? The VWAP session right there, okay? So we're expecting price to be bouncing up and down inside of this range, all right? Now, remember, we've got Powell speaking very, very shortly, ladies and gentlemen. The market will be opening in the next 2.5 minutes. So we're going to see a little bit of activity. Just look at how it's behaving inside of these zones. Just keep an eye on both. Just keep an eye on these profiles right here. Just look at the relationship between the offers right there. When you want to see them green, that means they want to sell, okay? But the green down here is suggesting that the bids are in control for the time being. So that means prices are going to be going down, okay? Sorry about that. I am really, really sorry about this absolute madness. Listen, this was, oh man, it was a horrible time. Okay. Any questions on that, ladies and gentlemen? Any questions? Tino, what data provider do you use for Jigsaw Trading View on the depth of market? So I pay for the live account on Jigsaw because I have my live account, my personal account in line with my Jigsaw, and then I have my funded accounts in that as well. So I can then trade off them. But I'm having a bit of a problem trading off Apex through the actual Jigsaw, all right? So I don't know why, it's something to do with my computer. But use Rhythmic for my funded accounts, and then I use DXFeed for my data. But then I link my Jigsaw to the NinjaTrader platform where I've got my other live account on there. And it literally allows me to place the trades from my NinjaTrader account onto the Jigsaw. All right, so I just add my details into that, okay? That should make sense. It was entertaining for you. Happy days. Good. How to identify and nail a bottom or top beforehand with the hybrid system. See, that's a tricky one, okay? You won't necessarily nail it, but there are ways for you to exploit it short term. What is a top? What is a bottom, okay? Well, if you're talking about a top on the monthly time frame, weekly time frame, 1 hour time frame, because an easier way of doing so is use the 1 hour time frame and make sure that you have got a prevailing trend to the downside. And then when you see a stopping volume candle, one like this appearing, okay, and it has ideally swept a previous pool of liquidity. So hypothetically, if this candlestick right here had swept below here, I'd have even more confidence running longs inside of those zones, okay? Once the candle closed. But if you see something like this and you've got red vector candles that you can trade back into, that technically is catching a bottom, all right? How long for? Different story. Just make sure you're paying yourself on that recovery back up, okay? Same way with the move to the upside. So look, stopping volume candle right there. If they recover the violet vector candle sooner, they're going to be coming down and recovering the full vector candle, all right? And this was one of the setups that we put out for the Platinum members. It actually worked out really well that day, and it came and just swept the whole range to the downside, okay? So just take that into consideration. Just go back in the charts and look at these stopping volume candles and then just see how they behave at specific points, and you'll find that it does really work really well. So look for stopping volume candles at the lows for longs and stopping volume candles at the highs for shorts, okay? And remember, you don't always just get one stopping volume candle. You sometimes get a collection of them. And if a collection of them start to appear, when you start seeing price moving aggressively and then you see another stopping volume candle, that stopping volume candle, 9 times out of 10, is going to be the one that initiates the reversal. Of course, the confirmation candle next to it is going to be the trigger to say, yeah, okay, let's keep on going to the upside. But just be mindful because they do like to recover those stopping volume candles first before they make the move to the upside. All right, so just take that into consideration. All right, what time are we on? It's 30 minutes past. Okay. Tino, clever being sarcastic. The price info are this effect from X. Being sarcastic, the price info are this effect from XRP 70 cents. Oh, I don't know what you're saying, man. Tino asked this question on Twitter. If we should not DCA when prices are going down, then why the market makers buying and on the prices? Why the market makers keep buying on the prices going down? Because they have limit orders. They fulfill liquidity. Okay, they place bids. They won't be in business if they're buying at premiums. They won't last 5 minutes. They'll always get in losses. They'll always be buying as prices are dropping because they're the ones that provide the supply. Remember, they're the ones that will allow people to sell, and they're the ones that will allow people to buy. They have the supply. So when your liquidity matches with someone else's, it's really the market makers. Remember, cryptocurrency is primarily all about leverage. People use leverage like no tomorrow with Bitcoin. Look at it. Look at this. This is all leverage right now, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. This is all leverage. Money. Okay? Liquidations galore. People are borrowing money on exchanges to do this. When you're doing DCA, ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to average down, but they sell it with the idea of getting a better average entry. Okay, then. So let's just work out the idea of averaging down. Okay? Here's my strategy, ladies and gentlemen. I'm an investor of Bitcoin. I'm going to start buying Bitcoin when it starts to drop from 67,000 because that's what happened. I'm going to keep buying it. It's dropping. Okay, I'll keep buying it. Okay, it's dropping. I'm losing money. Keep buying it. Yeah, it's dropping. Yep, it's going down. It's going down. Oh, it's going back up again. Not interested. I want to buy. I'll buy from here again. Okay, cool. You're buying from there. Right, okay. That works. Okay, I'm buying from here again. Yep, because I'm getting a better average entry price. Yep, that's correct. Okay, cool. Down. It's down. It's really down. Oh, my God. Oh, man, I'm losing so much money. It's got to come back. It's got to come back. It's got to come back. I've been in this drawdown for so bloody long. Can I handle it? Can I handle it? Right, that's it, man. I can't take it anymore. And people sold at this point because this was the capitulation. Okay? Now, let's just flip it round. You've witnessed Bitcoin going to the downside for quite some time, and then you say to yourself, Bitcoin's at 20K, man. Let's play around with this. Let's assume that it's going to try and come back up because look at all this. Like, you know, surely it's going to come back up. Let's just play. Let's just see. So you go long from this point right here. Happy days. You go long. It goes up in your favor. You're like, oh, okay, it's going up. Right, that's cool. That's cool. I'm going to wait for it to pull back again. It pulls back. You go long from that point again. Happy days. It goes up again in your favor. You then go long in this point right here. It goes up aggressively in your favor. You're waiting for the first pullback. Why? So you can get a better average entry fill. Cool. You go short. You go long from that point. Now you are averaging up. You're going in and the move keeps on making you money. The reason why rallies and trends last for so long on higher time frames, ladies and gentlemen, is because they're continuously averaging in the benefit of their position. Now, the thing is, market makers have deep pockets. They can afford to make it go all the way down because they're the ones that are buying everything. And then when they trigger the market to mark up again, they'll be offering out to sell. It triggers interest. Look, the news is all there. People read this all the time. You see Germany? Oh my God, they're going to sell. Bitcoin goes down. That's how they look at it. When you're averaging as prices are going up, that is a much more easier way of investing because the idea is you're buying for it to go up in value. Anyone that was doing DCA on Bitcoin when it hit the all-time high from here, they would have had to wait a long time. And they probably would have been psychologically challenged, emotionally challenged because they just would have bled their monies. Then they probably would have thrown in the towel and they would have hated their life because they would have seen it go back up. But if they understood that they were doing DCA and all of this, well, then why don't you want to profit at the time market maker wants to profit? He's building his positions here and he's selling them here. So why don't you ride those waves? At least you're making money on every time they go back up. That's how I see it. But everyone's got this, DCA just gets put out there like some BS. It really is. Go and look at it. Economically speaking, in the books, DCA, dollar cost averaging, how much is it costing you? Okay? And you want to try and decrease the cost of your DCA. I get that, okay? By buying it as it's dropping on the assumption it's going to go up. Your average entry price is a bit terrible. If you're going long from there and there and there and there and buying, you just keep on buying. It'd be very difficult for people right here because they'd be thinking exactly the same thing up here and Bitcoin could come down. And they're going to start doing DCA from here. That's why if you do DCA, keep it really small so you can get proof, because then you'll have more confidence to load up when it's the time to move. Capish? Ask yourself, what's the market doing? Has the market maker made his money? Because if he made his money on the move down and it's marked up, so he's made his money in principle. So what's he going to do now? He wants to make more money. So he's got to prepare for it. That's the logic. Okay? Apparently Spain's going to win. But anyway, that's another story. All right, then. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, again, so sorry about the wasp and what have you. I'm going to get going because I've got so much stuff to sort out, and I just need to go and take a shot of something because that wasp has freaked me out and getting rid of all the honey in my house. But anyways, with that being said, if you are new to the channel, be sure to like and subscribe. I don't normally go on a bee madness, all right? That is one out of the blue. Normally it's professional. I try and keep it professional. But, today was a little bit of fun for you all. I didn't plan it, but never mind. So, if you like today's flavor, be sure to like and subscribe on the way out. And remember, Powell is going to be speaking very, very shortly. 3 p.m. UK time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard. So just keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. Volatility is going to be thrive, as I can see with the NASDAQ right now. Take care of yourselves. I'm blinking. I don't care. I'll be speaking to you later, guys. Peace. That's so embarrassing.